Daily Trust Dialogue on the theme 2023. The politics, economy, and insecurity is holding today at the NAF Conference Center and Suits, Gwarimpa Expressway here in Abuja. And we are now being joined by the member, Board of Directors, Media Trust Limited, Munir Dang Ali, for a preview of the event and, to give us a sense of what to expect on the show. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Yes.
Basically, it's going to be a discussion around the theme, and the theme is the general editor was saying just before the break, is about 2023, the politics, economy, and security. These are the three basic issues around which the speakers and other participants will speak on. And usually, there is the involvement of participants, that is members of the audience, because it's a dialogue. So everybody who is there is supposed to try and give his view apart from the three principal speakers who are scheduled to make a short presentation, and then there will be a kind of panel discussions, and then some of the other notables who arrive at the event will also have a chance to bear their mind on the topic.
All right, well, this is so unique in the sense that this is 2022. Seem to be a lot of issues, on the table already. So how important is this very edition of the dialogue?
Well, usually the dialogue is planned to talk to some of the big national issues of the day. As we are at the beginning of 2022, you will agree with me that much of the concern is what happens in 2023. Not because of any reason, not because it's an order, but because it's there for election in Nigeria. And usually general elections in Nigeria are hot contestations of ideas, of point of views, of the power brokers doing all their big deals in smoky rooms, and eventually you see the leaders that will emerge in the country after the vote is cast and counted. So because of that, we thought that 2022, the main issue that will dominate it is preparation for that election. Just as you saw even yesterday, the National Assembly has had to quickly amend the Electoral Act so that possibly when it gets to the president, he will sign it as amended after the initial drama of having direct primaries included, which the president objected to and didn't assent to the earlier bill.
All right, now what are some of the specifics that we are looking at, when we talk about these issues? Maybe we should begin with the issues of the economy.
Well, the economy there's going to be a presentation by the former chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue, Mrs. Okauru Omogui. She is well versed in the economy. I mean, considering that she was the chair of the Federal Inland Revenue about a decade ago. So she is going to make her presentation is largely going to address that aspect, because as you know, as they say, it is the economy stupid. That is, the economic matters are the most important things in any society. Why are we concerned about the election? It's about resources, allocation, and all of that. That is economics. And as you know, the Nigerian economy is currently in a very parlous state. There's so much youth unemployment. I mean, in spite of having the youth bulge, over 70% of Nigerians are young, and most of them cannot see opportunities. Many are graduates of a decade without any job. We are not talking of the uneducated people who have to migrate every year to other parts of the country in order to be able to keep body and soul together. So it's the economy that is very important. That is why it is included there. There will be a discussion, a presentation, then a discussion on the matter, and the way forward will be charted.
Okay. All right. Now, security is also on the front burner, of course.
Of course.
In the northwestern part of the country of recent, in the last couple of years, is heavily under attack, by terrorists. We called them bandits before, but now terrorists, going by the prescription by the federal government. So what are the specifics that we're looking at? What's the way out, really?
Well, the way out is to look at why the current measures probably are not working or are not addressing the problem enough. We've had a lot of discussion for more than a year over the matter. At a time, Nigerians thought it is just a matter of changing the service chiefs. Eventually, that was done after a lot of foot dragging. We still hear issues of lack of equipment and what have you. But I mean, without preempting the discussion today, I believe that it's going to take it beyond that level. Because what about technology? What about special forces that Nigeria is supposed to have had trained? Why is it that these people, the bandit leaders, some of whom are well known, some of whom even grant media interviews, are still walking the streets, probably in the bushes? And they are still dictating the pace of things. And you see that Nigerian forces, the security forces, are more of reactive. They are not taking the battle to where these people are. And to date, we haven't seen the president going to where these matters are happening to see that, okay, you said it's Zamfara or this bit of Zamfara forest where this problem is. What has happened? Visiting the troops on the front line and seeing things for himself. Probably that could also give some momentum to the whole effort. So the discussions, I mean, there are all sorts of people from specialists in the area who've studied security to people who are like living it, and the authorities there. In fact, the governor of one of the governors of the Northeast, Professor Zulum, is being expected there. And as you know, before Northwest, it was Northeast.
All right. Okay. So, in terms of policy makers, how critical is this meeting, for policy makers in particular?
Well, the idea is to begin to have the discussion and interrogation of all the different ideas, so that at the end of the day, the best idea comes out and is forwarded. And this has been the tradition, actually, of the dialogue since it started 19 years ago. There've been discussion on all sorts of matters, the economy, the society, politics, and what have you. And we've had both local and even international speakers. At one time, the former president of Ghana, Professor Jerry Rawlings, was here. He made a presentation about democracy in Africa. So also the late wife of late Nelson Mandela, that is Winnie Mandela, she was also here. And then other local speakers include Maurice Iwu, when he was the chair of INEC, Atahiru Jega, before he even became the chair of INEC, Nuhu Ribadu when he was at the EFCC, and quite a host of others. In fact, it was at the dialogue that President Obasanjo, as a former president, was chairing, where he made that famous remark that made headlines the following day, when he asked questions about the health of the then president, Umar Musa Yar'Adua, who died later.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming and sharing what to expect, with us here on the show. I'm sure our viewers would like to watch, so if you are not in Abuja or you are not going to be able to join, physically, you can watch live stream on YouTube, and this is going to be aired live as well on Trust TV. So today, the dialogue is where to be. Thank you so much for coming. We look forward to joining you at the venue.
Thank you for the opportunity.
All right.